Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am here with Donald Wills, and we are doing a film.
Hold on. You will address me as Lord.
I did?
No,
Oh, I have to address you
I
as
was making a joke from the
Wills,
movie.
Lord Wills. Oh, yeah. He does do that, doesn't he? And, and Donald says that because we are here to discuss. Well, Donald 3 Nosferatu films. I 6 movies that have something to do with them. And then some figures and we have a bunch of photos and stuff like that that we could put up. So like I could right now I could put this up because it's what we're going to be discussing. And of course, none of this stuff is in order. Awesome. So let me make sure. There it is. This is what we're talking about today. So there we go. Nosferatu. And this was Donald's idea for October for Halloween. I kind of went all out on it. Donald's original idea was just the 3 films, just the 22 version, the 1979 version, and then like the 2024 version. I went all out and I bought a bunch of stuff. So I for some reason
Nerd.
I am a big nerd when it comes to this too. And so Donald, why did you want to talk about Nosferatu?
I mean, for starters, I've seen the original, the 1922 version, like years ago, but I've never got to see. I never seen the remake or the 24 remake. So I was figuring, you know what? It's probably an easy thing to do for October. Let's, well, it would have been easy if someone up here didn't, go all out, but no. But it was easy for me anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's all out, and you're only supposed to do 3 movies. So
yeah, and I mean, it's spooky season. Why not? We've never really talked about vampires too much, so I figured,
yeah, true.
Let's change it up. We did zombies one year. We did last year we did John Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy. So I figured, why don't we do, instead of zombies again, let's do vampires. So Nosferatu, probably one of them, not the famous one, but probably second famous.
Yeah. And I try to find a background that would be interesting for this. And because I don't pay for StreamYard, they only give me certain selections. And it said something like Dark Mountains. I went, oh, that works. And I clicked on it and it looks like this. I don't really consider those to be dark mountains, but
it looks more like the Matrix than anything.
Yeah, but it's the closest thing I could find without having to pay for it. So
it works.
But so the first one that we're going to talk about is F.W. Murrow's Nosferatu from 1922. So you have it on Blu-ray. Oh, we have the same, but I have it on DVD. You have it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have everything that I do, right? It's just all on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Mine's a double disc.
Yeah, so does mine. Mine has the double disc as well. Like the first disc has the documentary and like the English version, and this one has the German version of the movie.
That's yeah. Nosferatu with original German, intertitles. So yeah. Okay.
Well, I was gonna go ahead and watch the documentary for this video, but unfortunately, my disc was acting up on this, so I'm not sure if it was my. I don't think it was my. I was watching it on my PlayStation 5. I thought maybe that was the case, but the other movies work just fine, so I'm thinking it might be the disc. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch this copy, unfortunately. I had to watch the colorized version on Amazon.
Oh, well, that would be interesting to watch it. I wouldn't mind watching it. What color do they make Nosferatu? Is he green?
He's still like white and black.
Okay.
Like, so they didn't do anything like creative with them. And I don't know, like some of it was like still black and white. Some of it like they added color to it, and then other parts it was just like, I don't know. It just looked like the regular, like the tinted look. So I don't know. Maybe they just, pooped it out and just said, here's a colorized version.
Well, that's what they did with. Oh yeah, in fact, everything is video. Now watch Nosferatu in color. Let's see here if I can find a. Yeah, he is looking a little. Let's see here. See if I can bring up a copy of this, because I would be interested in watching that. Like, I own the colorized version of Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
and the zombies are green.
Yeah,
for some reason. That's just what they colored them as.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's weird. Why not just make them white? Yeah, so there he is.
Yeah.
In color.
And for some reason, his coat is kind of like a bluish more than black.
Yeah,
so I don't know why they chose that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's now to mention for your like playing. So a long time ago, I asked somebody, why won't movies play on like a PlayStation and stuff like that? They said you can play them on it, but they're not made for them.
Yeah.
So if the movie messes up, it may not be the movie. It's just because the player isn't going to play it, because technically, you can play them, but they may not all work. When
it's a possibility.
When I did my Meathook Massacre 4 perks, when I made the DVDs up and sent them to people, some people said I can't play it. And I'm like, well, what are you using it on? Like, oh, my PlayStation or whatever it might be. And I'm like, yeah, because you're not supposed to play it on that. You're supposed to play it on like a DVD player or a Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
So I said, there's nothing I could do. You just have to go out and get yourself a Blu-ray player for $50. You know, so it's so that could be why. But so hopefully they work well.
It's possible. I mean, like I said, I'm just gonna have to. I have a Blu-ray player. I just gotta dig it out.
Yeah, I think I have like 3 VHS players, like maybe 2 just DVD players, 2 Blu-ray players. Just kind of collected them over the years. So, But this is the famous version of Nosferatu. And I'll bring up a better picture of him here. Where is he? We'll do the couple famous shots of him here. I really should label these, and I don't. Okay, well, this is a famous shot of him. So there he is coming out of the boat. And so for people who don't know, so this is a German film. They wanted to make Dracula, and they could not get the rights from the Bram Stoker estate. And Universal.
Thank you, John, for saying Bram Stoker right. Because you don't know how many times I've heard people say Bram Stoker instead of Stoker. That irritates me so bad. It's like, dude, Bram Stoker, not Stroker.
Oh. Well, good. I'm glad I said it right. So I wouldn't want to be stroking my Stoker. And and of course, Universal owns like the Bela Lugosi Dracula rights.
Yeah.
So, which is also based off the book. But if you made your Dracula look like the Bela Lugosi ones, Universal would try to sue you. So, and in this case, the Bram. See, now I'm going to say Stroker because you said it. Bram Stoker estate is like, no, you can't use it at all. So they had to rewrite it. So they called it, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, Count Orlok, Count Dracula.
Yes, there's Count Orlok. Then Nosferatu, A Symphony of Terror. But a lot of the book is still in the movie.
Yeah,
like this scene. This is the boat from him coming from like Transylvania over to to Germany, and then we also have let's see, we also got he's still my favorite version of it. I still think that he is the best, I think, version of. Let me get rid of some of these as we go so I don't read. Okay, so then I'm still getting used to this whole thing of trying to flip through all this stuff. This is another famous shot of him.
Yeah.
So that's him coming through.
That's like a haunting scene right there.
Yeah, and this version, I looked it up, and I wanted the longest, most authentic version, and this is what Google recommended, was this version of the film. So it's like the original score, the original subtitling, the original tinting, which I did realize is, so I thought it was funny. When he's not Harker, because they can't use Harker, but maybe I should bring up here the original. Let's see, cast. What did they call him in this? Hutter. Yeah, so he's supposed to be, because he's the real estate agent, so he's supposed to be Harker, but they have to call him Hutter, Hutter. When he gets up to the castle and Count Orlok walks out, it is broad daylight. And I'm like, I didn't know he could come out in daylight. Is that them kind of altering it a little bit not to get sued? And you could, in Orlok in the subtitles is like, it is almost midnight and all my servants are asleep. And I'm looking at the screen going, this is no, it's not. It's not midnight. This is like noon.
Oh, it's even worse. It's even worse in color. Like you can tell it's like, if it in black and white, you can kind of be like, okay, yeah, you can kind of tell the night scenes were shot during the day, but you're like, okay, you can kind of get away with it because it's in black and white. But in color, no. I can actually say I would not recommend a first watch in color. I mean, maybe your second watch, which is this would have been my second watch. Maybe third watch. I remember. I don't remember how many times I've seen the original. But yeah, in color, don't recommend it.
Well, then I noticed what they were doing. So there's different tinting. And I guess for like maybe the cameras back in like 1922, I'm probably going to get the tinting wrong. So I think gold is daylight, blue is night, and then there was like an orange that was for morning, like when the sun was coming up. Yeah. So that was the idea. So when he goes, oh, it's midnight, all my servants are asleep, it's blue.
It's supposed to be in blue, yeah.
But then when you see like just the people walking around in the daylight, it's like a gold color.
Yeah.
So I realized that and like, wait, this is really weird. Why? And then I thought, oh, the tinting is changing. So that's supposed to, so they could shoot the entire thing during the day. They just throw a tint on there. And then, oh, that's for day, that's for night, this is for morning. So then I got kind of used to it. But when I first saw that, and he's got his arms all up and he's like, it is midnight. And I'm just like, no, clearly it's not. You can even see the shadows going across them because the sun was probably like in that area shooting the sun down. And so the shadows are hitting. It's like, that's not moon. That's not a moonlight. That's definitely a sunlight.
It could be moon.
Maybe.
Nah.
But it's still.
I mean, to be fair, back in they didn't have like, the ability to shoot at night probably. So because they didn't have like the electricity and all that. I mean, they had electricity and probably, but like they didn't have like the technology we have today. So they had to shoot during the day to kind of like, hey, this is the only time we're going to have good lighting to actually pick up on the camera. So that's probably why they had to do it that way.
Yeah, it was very limited back then to what they would do, because they when films were really primitive, they would build, let's say it took place in like a room, so you'd have like a bed, chair, desk. There would be no ceiling because the sun would come down. So this is like early days of Hollywood, and the sun would come into, that would be their lighting. So it would be natural lighting, and then as they got later in the day, they would have to stop filming because it would be dark. So they, you know, so I could see where this could be a, you know, where they'd be like, okay, we're just going to throw some different tents on here.
Yeah.
And I think because of this version, they you know, they wanted to get it as authentic, you know, as possible. So and then here's I don't think I showed that one. That's a pretty famous picture too. I think he is just scary. He's just creepy looking. He's got the ears. He's got like the little kind of like bucktooth things.
There are some times where I had to laugh because there's a cut when he comes out of the boat. He's like what the crap? Why does he look so happy? He's coming out.
Well, because he can see, and even here, look how bright it is.
Yeah.
But I think this is meant to be, you know, this is meant to be night. And they did so this is in the Book of Dracula. This is in many versions of Dracula's that we do see this ship, which is the Demeter, I think it's called. There's a movie called The Last Voyage of the Demeter, and it's all, and I just ordered it. It didn't come in time for me to show it on this, but I really want to watch it when I get it. I got it on a Blu-ray, but it's that voyage. It's the voyage that Dracula took from, you know, one place to another, and how he killed all the crew. And then the rats are there, and you know, the plague and all of that stuff. So I really enjoyed this version as much as I like the Dracula, you know, like the Lugosi Dracula. I always found it to be a little slow, and this I didn't. I was really kind of invested in it. And maybe it's because everybody's being very, like you said, like when he pops out from the boat, and they're being very dramatic and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And the Lugosi Dracula it's
very serious.
Well, yeah, and it's shot like a play because it's based on the play. Because Lugosi was the head of the play for many, 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 many years. He played Dracula. Like, he was no spring chicken when he made that movie. And so that's why they hired him, because they didn't, you know, okay, well, we don't really have to do anything with him. But it still was shot like a stage play. And so it's as beautiful as that film looks, and you know, it's a classic. I don't know. I kind of like Nosferatu better.
You know, I gotta say, Nosferatu really has like it's messy, but messy in a good way. You know, like it's not like it doesn't feel. It feels like they were doing something like they with what they had to work with. I actually really enjoyed like. Now the only negative thing I will say about it is do not watch it in color. Right? That's the only negative thing
I'm ordering one today in color. I gotta order.
Well, it's on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, maybe give it a chance. I mean, I don't know if you have Amazon Prime or not, but if you do have Amazon Prime, it's on there. So give it a watch. You know what I mean? So, I have to say this time around, I don't know if I was supposed to be laughing at some scenes, but the scene where he sees the picture of his wife. You know what I'm talking about?
The locket?
Yeah, he sees the locket, and he goes, "Your wife has a lovely neck." I don't know why, but I had to pause the movie because that made me laugh so freaking hard. I don't know why. I don't know why it was so funny, but it was.
Well, and of course, I think it's also how you read it too. Is, you know, because it's subtitles. and it's
Yeah.
just got the dramatic music. So if you want to read all of Nosferatu's, like Bela Lugosi, you know, she has a wonderful neck, then, you know, it does kind of come off as being, you know, a little funny.
Mhm.
So it's, you know, and I grabbed a picture of Lugosi here just to compare, because
Yeah.
he does not, and granted, he is the quintessential Dracula.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of Draculas are based off of this. And
Mhm.
but of course, that looks very different from that,
Yeah.
because that's
This is
all about
more.
not being sued.
Yeah. But
Y-
Nosferatu is more of like a monstrous side of Dracula, while Lugosi was trying. Like I guess in the book, I haven't read the book, so I cannot really say too much about it. The book, but from what I understand, like he was like could put women under a spell that, you know, they would say that he was like the most beautiful person you've ever seen. Um, you know what I mean? I've
yeah.
never read the book, but that's what I've been told. If
Well, look,
if that information is false, I, I blame the source.
well, I'm going to show you something a little bit later. But it's yeah, Lugosi's is much more of a, and it's, of course, it's the type of person that he was, is
Mhm.
he's much more of a romantic,
Yeah.
a count,
Mhm.
a very rich person, you know,
Mhm.
that, and so while Orlok, I think, is much more of a monster,
Yeah.
you know, because
Mhm.
you also have, along with that, there is, so if we're looking down here at stuff, see, then you have Christopher Lee's Dracula.
Okay.
So those are, so I would say there's three Draculas that we know originally.
Mhm.
So we know this guy,
Yeah.
who was also in, I'll grab something else too now that I thought of it. So we know that guy. We know Lugosi
Mhm.
Dracula.
Yeah.
Then we also, and now we have the Christopher Lee Dracula from the Hammer films.
Yeah.
So Hammer films did Horror of Dracula, which is their
Mhm.
remake of Dracula.
Yeah.
But Christopher Lee's Dracula is much more of a savage.
Yeah.
He's like, he's very nice. He's very, hello there, I am Count Dracula. How are you? Have some food. But then
Mhm.
at night, he'll rip your throat out.
So
So
he's
it's,
kind of taking the best of both, like the monster and the gentleman that he was.
yeah.
Kind of doing
And
both.
because there's also, God, I keep thinking of this stuff. And this is how iconic Count Orlok is, that they even that fuck, of course I gotta convert it. And I don't have time for that right now. Let's see. Let's try to find, we'll use that one. Let's see if we can use this one. I don't know why these things have to be so many different formats. Okay. So we'll take that. So then the Orlok one is so iconic
Mhm.
that they even used it for the TV version of Salem's Lot,
Yeah. Mhm.
which looks nothing like the book for Salem's Lot.
No.
In the TV miniseries that they did with
Mhm.
Rob Lowe, and it's Rucker Hauer plays Barlow.
Mhm.
That's what he looks like in the book. He looks more like the Lugosi Dracula
Yeah.
than he does the, Count Orlok,
Mhm.
and so he looks much more human. But
Yeah.
in this, they decided to go with, maybe because of rights issues, I don't know, because this is Warner Brothers, they
Mhm.
decided to go with more of the public domain version
Yeah.
and go with the Count Orlok one.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting to, to see how all of these things kind of come, together.
Mhm.
And all the different types of you know, I don't just versions of this.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I don't remember the book being a love story. I could be wrong as I read it so long ago. And I also remember a friend of mine at that time you know, uh, with the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula, Bram Stoker's Stokers. See, now I'm catching myself. The tagline on it says, you know, what is it? Love will never die, or love never dies, something like that.
Yeah.
And my friend goes, the book's not a love story. So it's like, it's like, where did this, because they're doing it in all the movies, well, except for, I guess, the Hammer ones. I mean, Dracula's not in love with anybody in Horror of Dracula. He just wants blood and brides. But yeah, so it's interesting to see how these things have evolved.
Yeah.
So it's and I don't know anything, because I thought this was really well shot. I really enjoyed the music. I could understand it completely. It might be one of my favorite versions. Well, I know it is. It's one of my favorite versions of like Dracula. I really enjoyed it. This is a great DVD or Blu-ray. So if people want to buy it, I would suggest getting the Blu-ray, definitely. But if you can't afford it, then grab the DVD. It even has probably your back has the same thing where it's got the famous shadow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
exact same thing.
Yeah, then it's got him there in the door. Yeah, so yeah, this is a really good one to have. And
yeah, for sure.
What a lot of people don't know with silent films is what they remember from silent films is everybody moving really quickly and kind of being jittery, because it's, you know, it's hand cranked.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it didn't look like that. It just looked like a film was going.
Yeah.
But the way that our projectors show a silent movie, they don't match up to those films. So that's why they look so weird. And I'm glad that this didn't have that. There were a couple moments where things were a little jumpy, but I don't think that there's a way around that. But for the most part, it was very stable throughout the whole film.
Yeah. Well, plus you also got to remember how cameras worked back then was almost like still frames. Like, you know, it was basically like, it was almost like it was taking pictures almost. You know what I mean? So it was like, it kind of almost looks like it's like it's like doing like stop motion, but with real people, obviously. So that's why that's why it looks so jumpy. And, you know, back then they could do it a little faster, or they could do, you know, they didn't have the technology to do what we have today. So that's what you have to remember with silent film. I'm not the biggest fan of silent movies, but this one is one that I will tell people is worth the watch, no matter what. Especially if you want to, from what I understand, they tracked down this one because they tried to restore this as close to the actual negatives as possible. So if you're gonna watch it, watch this version. And again, I cannot emphasize: do not watch the colored version first. If you want to watch it as a second viewing, yes, then go for it. You know, be prepared to laugh.
I completely agree with you. Well, on my it's VHS is the one that I have for Night of Living Dead, the colorized one, and on the back it says "Zombies scream louder in color," which is one of the reasons why I have to own it. And it's one of the first, because they also did King Kong, who was purple. So the zombies were green. King Kong's fur was purple for some reason, because they hadn't mastered it or anything yet. But so I wonder, does Nosferatu bite louder in color?
Maybe.
And I loved all.
I don't know.
Well, it's silent. I guess we wouldn't know. It would have to say like bite, like huge. They take up the entire screen if it was in color.
There you go.
Instead of black and white, it'd be bite. So,
Yeah.
but the sets, the locations, all that stuff, to me, made it work. It really, because you have the actor who plays. It's supposed to be Renfield, but it's not Renfield. He plays. It's the guy that sends him. Well, I guess referred to as Knock.
Knock.
Yeah, that's his boss.
Creepy son of a gun, isn't he?
Yeah, and he keeps laughing and stuff too, kind of like Renfield does. I mean, except for I just got married. He's offering me a lot of money for this. It's going to take me. What did he say? Like 4 weeks
or something like that.
Yeah, to get out there, and that's mostly by like horse. That's gotta suck. And he didn't bring anything with him. He leaves his wife, and he just has like this little pack. Like, dude, where's your tent? Where's your water? Like,
well, I'm thinking maybe he was planning on stopping at like different locations. Like he stops at the inn that one night.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't think that through. I don't know.
So I mean, at least he had some things. So yeah, I just anything else to say on this one, and then we'll.
But one thing I did want to say that may have been kind of hilarious. When he gets to the inn, with the innkeeper, when he said, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, bring me my supper. I want to get going. I got to meet up with the count." He's like, "Come on, let's go." And he's like, the innkeeper says, "Werewolves are out. You need to stay in. You can leave in the morning." And then we have like a long scene of horses running away and a hyena. Did they not have enough money for a wolf?
I guess not. I mean, that maybe they didn't have the stock footage back then of a wolf running around, but he calls it a werewolf. Like, and I was expecting to see some guy looking like Wolfman kind of going through the woods.
Yeah,
so it was just like a hyena thing.
If it was like a wolf or something, I'd be like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But I'm looking at that, I'm like, that's a hyena. That's not even a wolf. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, maybe they only had money for a hyena, and they're like, that's the werewolf.
Well, I don't think, I could be totally wrong. I don't think the Wolfman was created then, because the Wolfman for Universal with Lon Chaney Jr. was a completely new character. It wasn't based on anything. Which is why you
if that's the case, then Dracula wasn't even out yet, because this is 22. Dracula was 31. So maybe they were in they had Warner Brothers had the rights to, or you're not Warner Brothers, Universal had the rights to Dracula, and they're like, no, you can't use that. Even back then, I don't know.
I'm going to double check. Not that I don't believe you. I just want to make sure about that date, because that's weird. Then that all this copyright stuff would come up.
Yeah.
Well, Dracula. Okay, so Dracula's 1897.
Oh yeah, the book.
Yeah,
the book came out that year.
Oh, so, you're saying that the movie for Universal, because it was later, because that was the 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing that they okay. Well, I could
probably had the rights.
So I think I'm wrong then. So
Universal may have had the rights to Dracula, and that's why they weren't allowed to use Dracula. Or the Bram Stoker estate was saying, "Yeah, you can make your own version. You can use elements of our story, but do not use the name Dracula in your movie."
Thinking that's what it is. I think it's the estate said you can't do it. So then they redid it, and then Universal, being Universal, when they wanted to do it, the estate's like, "Oh yeah, sure, go ahead. X amount of money. You're Universal Studios." So,
pretty much.
But even that's then, they did change it. So, like that's Bela Lugosi's Dracula did not look like that in the book, and
No.
I'll show you a closer thing of what he looked like a little bit later.
They said he had a mustache and everything like that.
Well, I'll show it to you now. So, Christopher Lee was never a fan of the way his Dracula looked in the Hammer movies. He was a massive fan of the book. He was huge.
Yeah.
So Jess Franco, Spanish filmmaker, said, I want to do Count Dracula. And he wanted, because he'd already worked with Christopher Lee, he's like, I want you to do it. So Lee did it because he could look more like the character from the book. So there's his mustache.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he actually prefers this version over the ones that he did, for Hammer.
Yeah.
Actually, just Franco might be Italian. I'm not sure. He's Italian or Spanish. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. But just so nobody corrects me, I'm saying it's one or the other. I'm not 100% sure. But they still kind of played off of the whole look of Dracula, because you can see these very fake-looking fangs coming out of his mouth. And they got the bat, and then the person staking. So they're still playing off of the whole regular Dracula thing, even though. So that was his thing, is that he really liked that version of it, which then we'll when we get to the newest version of Nosferatu, he has a mustache. Yeah. So, which I have a couple pictures of. But so before we move on to the next one, I'll show you a couple things that I have, because like I said, I got really into this. So this is the 1922 Nosferatu Orlok. He's in black and white.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, so I thought this was pretty cool. See, there's even the shadow up there.
There you go.
Yeah. So I really liked, if I can get him in there, there he is. Yeah, so I thought this looked really cool. And he even has his hands down, so they're kind of like that. Like, you know how he walks around. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then I found this, because I want to try to find like a figure, not like a Funko Pop. And this, and there's a piece that connects to this that I still have to buy. But there's this of Count Orlok. So, and he looks a lot more like a rat.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
He's got the hands. And then on this side, you put Knock. Knock goes on that side.
Okay.
So he connects to here.
Okay.
But I didn't realize that when I bought it, because I saw people selling them both together. And I'm like, well, I don't want that. I just want Nosferatu. So then I looked, and it's like, oh shit, they're part of the same, they connect. So, and he comes with, I bought him used. So I think I'm missing 2 of these. But you get these little rats.
Okay.
Because he's got like the plague. And I have 4 of them.
Okay.
So I don't have to show all 4 because they're all identical. But and you could just kind of put them around. And one day my cat, Natasha, I could see her kicking something along the floor, because since I have a vinyl floor, they like to kick stuff and push it all around. And I'm like, what is she playing with? And she was playing with one of these. She got up on my desk, and she's kicking these all around. And I'm like, I thought it was like a bug. I thought it was like a cockroach or something. And it wasn't. She was kicking around one of the little mice. So I'm glad or rats. So I'm glad that I saw her doing that. Otherwise, I probably would have lost one. Yeah. But so yeah, I'm glad that I kind of went all out. I like these. I think that these are really cool. They look really good. They're a little more accented, because he does look like a rat. But yeah, because I don't think they look exactly the same, but you could tell kind of by the teeth and stuff that he's supposed to be. So that'd be Nosferatu and the Orlok stuff. Now, much later, they made a movie called Shadow of the Vampire. This is produced by Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe plays Count Orlok, who, of course, was like the Van Helsing character in the new Nosferatu, which I thought was pretty cool that they used him. This has a good cast in it too. So it's John Malkovich. So it's John Malkovich and Willem Dafoe, and Malkovich plays F.W. Moreau. So he plays the director. So it is kind of a biopic on the making of Nosferatu, but it's also fictionalized. Is what if the director, who wanted to make the greatest movie ever made, hired an actual vampire to be in the movie. And so while they're filming, the vampire is killing the cast and crew.
Okay.
And the idea is that he can eat whoever he wants when the movie's done. You just can't eat them while they're making the movie.
Okay.
And this also has, which I thought was frigging brilliant. Well, Carrie Elves is in it. Also, Eddie Lizard is in it. But it's Udo Kier plays the producer. And of course, Udo Kier played Dracula in Andy Warhol's Dracula. He also played Frankenstein in Andy Warhol's Frankenstein. He has played Dracula many times, or at least the vampire. So he's kind of a go-to guy that, kind of like Rutger Hauer, who played, a vampire, or maybe Dracula and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. The people who made Salem's Lot obviously saw that and said, well, let's bring him over to play the vampire in Salem's Lot. So it's cool that when these guys, just like here, okay, we'll get Willem Dafoe, who does look like Max Schreck. Yeah. We'll have him play Count Orlok.
Okay.
And this is directed by, and I'm not really sure how to say his name, so I'm not going to try. But he did a film called The Begotten, which I think is about like the birth of Christ and stuff, but it's really weird and kind of fucked up. He did a good film with Ben Kingsley called Suspect Zero, and then he just kind of faded off the planet. Maybe he does television, I'm not really sure. But he did a good job at making this. It's very arty. It looks like an art film, basically. But Willem Dafoe's, version of Count Orlok looks looks like he must be, okay, there he is, all the way down at the bottom. Looks like that. So he's got the fingernails, he's got the ears, he's bald. So he looks pretty good. So you obviously know who he is, supposed to be. And
that must be a very young William Dafoe, because he doesn't look too much like William Dafoe.
When was this?
So they must have did a really good job with the makeup.
See if I can find a date on this. Oh, 2001.
Oh, okay. Well, not too young, but
nominated for 2 Academy Awards, but I don't know what for.
Yeah.
It's one of the 10 best films of the year, and it lists 3 different newspapers up here. So, produced by Nicolas Cage. So, but that's one of him, and then I have also a picture of kind of like a behind the scenes type of thing with John Malkovich. So they are like shooting like near the end of Nosferatu, when he goes up, and then there's the window that he fades into.
Yeah.
But according to this, there's stuff in between it. So like him sucking the blood out of people and all of that, and then eventually he gets up to the window because they open this door because like the cameraman's like, why can't we have any light in here? And then when he gets by the window is when he kind of, does the whole type of thing. Yeah. But so I enjoy this quite a bit. If you just take it with a grain of salt, the film is not easy. Well, it's easy to find, but it's not cheap.
Okay.
I found one at a decent price, but I think it's worth watching if you. It's kind of like watching what is it? The Room and the film what is it? What's the one that James Franco made about The Room? James Franco. What is it? God damn it.
Isn't this just called The Room?
No.
Oh, okay.
The Disaster Artist.
Oh, okay.
So if you watch The Room and then you watch The Disaster Artist after it, that's a great double feature. So this would be the same thing. Watch the original silent Nosferatu and then watch Shadow of the Vampire.
Okay.
Because it shows them with like the big ass cameras and they're cranking it and they have to put these goggles on while they're filming. Because I wonder maybe if there's something in the film that could get into their eyes. Because whatever, and he never says like action cut, it's like start, end. So maybe they directed stuff differently back then with like the words that they said. But it's very I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very very interesting. So
I'll definitely have to track down a copy of it if I can find for a decent price.
Yeah, I don't think it's available on Blu-ray or anything. It's I'm pretty sure it's out of print. But it's got some good stuff on it. There's like a featurette, there's audio commentary, interviews, another interview with Nicolas Cage, trailer, production notes. Yeah, so there's a decent amount of stuff on here. So I think it's definitely worth checking out. And
keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. So I think that kind of ends all of the like 1922 Nosferatu stuff. So then the next one that we're going to be looking at is then the remake, which was 79, I believe. 78, 79. So this Nosferatu, which is, look at that, man. I got it on, you got another Blu-ray there. I got it on DVD. Is yours from Anchor Bay?
No, mine's from Scream Factory.
Oh shit, I might have that sitting back here. I didn't even realize that.
And I'm gonna name drop. Right.
There he is, my buddy, Cliff McMillan, the Blu-ray producer. Yay, Cliff.
Just in case he's watching, you're welcome, Philip.
And so yours might have more than mine has. Mine has, it's like widescreen. It's got the German language. It's got the English audio commentary, trailers, Spanish trailers, behind the scenes. And this is Werner Herzog, who I absolutely love.
Yeah.
So
mine has the same stuff. It has a vintage making of Nosferatu. Does yours have that? I think yours is pretty much the same thing, isn't it?
It says behind the scenes featurette. So maybe on yours it's vintage.
Maybe it's just okay.
So
the nice thing about this one is, let me see if I can do this without. You know what? We'll just do it this way. Mine does have reversible artwork.
Oh, okay.
So this is the original artwork, like the black, and then you have the white version.
Okay. So
I did have the white version out, but I kind of preferred the black version because if I'm gonna get the sequel to it, it also has the black cover. So I was like, I'll just stick with that.
Yeah, I only have the one side, and it's the black version of it. So
yeah,
and mine came with a white box, but and mine's just got that on the inside. So I did watch the English version of this.
I did too.
Because it is Klaus doing his own voice. So this is Klaus Kinski. And this guy, now this is the weird thing. So this is based on the original 1922 Nosferatu and Dracula, the book for Dracula. Yeah. So what's weird is he's not Count Orlok. He's Dracula. Yeah. But yet he looks like Count Orlok. Yeah. And this is Nosferatu, the original movie. but they
Yeah.
use all the names from the book.
Okay.
So, but and I think it's this one. Yeah, the woman that I could be God, I thought Lucy was the friend of the woman that Dracula was into. But maybe I'm wrong. 79 is when this came out. So just
Yeah.
make sure I said the date right.
Mhm.
Okay, Count Dracula. Okay, so Lucy Harker.
Yeah.
I thought maybe in the Coppola version, Lucy was the friend who got
Yeah.
seduced by Dracula, who became like the first bride. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't remember that far back, but I guess it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
so yeah, so he is Count Dracula, and then Lucy Harker, Bruno Gantz is Jonathan Harker. There is Renfield. There is Van Helsing.
Yeah.
So they're using all the names, and it looks like the names that are in the English version, like the dubbed version, are done by different people than the actors because they probably speak
Yeah.
German.
Mhm.
And so they do list here the voices of the people, not
Mhm.
all of them, but some of them.
Yeah.
And as we will find out in the video that we talk about next, Klaus Kinski is the worst frigging nightmare that you can ever work with. And he made 8 movies with Werner Herzog before
Okay.
he died. And
Yeah.
what they came to the conclusion of, or at least Werner Herzog, is that Klaus Kinski is like a battery, but not a rechargeable battery. When
Yeah.
he ran out of energy, he died. He
Yeah.
was so angry and so loud and so pissed off
Mhm.
and screamed at everybody so much that literally his body just ran out of energy. He just
Yeah.
ran out of power and died. Like it wasn't cancer. It wasn't, he was hit by a car. It was just he had no more energy.
Yeah.
And but he's a great actor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
The
and
whole time I was watching this, I watched that video first because I watched that video you sent me with was that Warner Herzog in the video that you sent me?
no, so the short video I sent you, I saw originally at Troma Sundance back in 2000. It's
Okay.
from the director of the Full Moon movie called Crawl Space, David
Okay.
Schulemer, something like that. I'm probably saying
Okay.
his last name wrong. He ended up
Yeah.
being a teacher out here at UNLV and
Okay.
like a film teacher. But he made this
Okay.
movie called Crawl Space where
Yeah.
Klaus Kinski plays a landlord.
Mhm.
And the short is called, I might be getting the order wrong, like Please Kill Mr. Kinski.
Yeah.
And
Something
it's
like that.
him talking to the audience about the nightmare of what it is to work with him. So this is
Mhm.
on YouTube for people that are
Yeah.
interested. It's about 15 minutes
Mhm.
long. And
Yeah.
he talks about how Kinski, when he would hear the word action, would just start screaming. I do not know that word. What is that word? Don't say that word again. So then I'll make up something. He would have to say cantaloupe. So you go, cantaloupe. And then Kinski would go, what is that word? I don't know that word. Cantaloupe, what does that mean? And he would do this over and over
Yeah.
again. And everything that Kinski does, even though he's
Mhm.
a great actor and he gives 200% of a performance,
Yeah.
he is a frigging nightmare.
Yeah.
And and this little short I thought was
Mhm.
hilarious.
Oh.
And instead of watching the movie that I'll talk about in a moment, which I thought had more about this in it, and it doesn't, which is
Yeah.
called My Best Fiend. which is all about Kinski being insane. I thought it would probably be better for you to watch that 15 minutes because that documentary doesn't really talk about Nosferatu.
Yeah.
But he is an absolute nightmare. And his daughter is gorgeous. That's Natasha Kinski, who is beautiful in Cat People, like 1982, were totally naked, like full friends with nudity and everything. And I guess she was easy to work with because she, I think she's retired now, but she worked for a long time. But yeah, he is an absolute lunatic.
After watching that video that you sent me, the whole time I'm watching this is every scene he was in, I'm like, how difficult was he in that scene? How difficult was he in that part? Did it? And the one part where I think they changed the name, but the one that played Knock, the real estate agent, I don't know if they called him Knock in this or not. I think they called him something else.
No, I think he is. Let me see, because if he's supposed to just be he's just called Renfield.
Okay, well when he was going up to him, he's like he's like he's like sitting there like trying to like worship. Dude's like, go away. I was like, is that really, was that Kinski getting like irritated at that point? Like, was he just irritated from the acting and they just kept it in there, or was that him giving 100%, or maybe both? We don't know.
It could be a little bit of both. Yeah, I think it's probably maybe a little bit of both. Yeah, because it seems like he seemed to get more mad at the crew than he does the actors, at least according to the documentary. So it is amazing to know that this guy made so many movies. And then it just became a nightmare to work with him. But like I own a movie. James Glickenhaus is the director. He also did a film with Robert Ginty called The Exterminator, which is one of my favorite vigilante films. And he's one of my favorite kind of like grindhouse directors. He did a movie called The Soldier. And in it is a cameo by Klaus Kinski, who really doesn't do anything. He's maybe in the film for like a minute or two. But watching these in the documentary, I'm like, God, he was only in The Soldier for like a minute or two. Like, I think he just goes, go get them. And then that's like it. Like, was that Klaus Kinski? And it's special appearance by Klaus Kinski. It's like, was he a nightmare even on
just for that little scene?
Yeah. It's like, Klaus, can you get up on the second stairwell? Third. It must be third stairwell. Third. Okay, get up to the third. No, it must be second. Okay, fine, Klaus, come down to the second. Now just say there they are and you can go home. It's like even something small, I would think, but he would just be kind of freaking out over stuff.
Yeah. I mean it. Like the entire time I kept thinking of that one document, like that little 15-minute clip. I'm like, man, how hard was he to do? What scenes was he like? When it looked like he was irritated, I'm like, dude, is he really irritated at this point? Like, is that not him not acting at all? It's just him being himself there.
It's very possible. And
it may be.
Well, and Werner Herzog has just gone on to be such a classic and respected filmmaker because he also did, like Fritz Coraldo and Burden of Dreams with Klaus and all that he is in. And I think it's the first Jack Reacher movie with Tom Cruise. He's the villain. He's the bad guy. And it's just like, oh my God, Tom Cruise is working with Werner Herzog. And as I'm sure it was probably Cruise who said, I want to work with Werner Herzog. Because why would he be in the movie unless the actor, producer, the star of the film wants to work with him? Because you just wouldn't, I think, in casting, I don't think a casting agent would just go, maybe I'm wrong, would just go, well, let's get Werner Herzog. I think that's definitely somebody who knows movies and respects him, and we'd be like, he would play a great villain. And so he's in that. So that's one of the reasons why I like that film a lot. But it anything else with this one? Because I think he did a good job directing. I like the editing. The sets
Yeah.
were good. Harker goes through hell and back, you know, to get all this done. Klaus is as good as Count Dracula, you know.
Yeah, he did a great job. I mean, the only thing that kind of got a little annoying was the guy's annoying laugh.
Yeah.
It was like, I was like, oh my god, why? I don't know. That was like the only.
Well, they do it also, so maybe it's in the book too, but it's in the original Renfield. I'll just call him Renfield for everything. It is laughing before well, maybe he's already under the seduction of Orlok or Dracula. That's why he's laughing, because he's already kind of going insane. Because in the silent one, he kills the guard to get out. In this one, he just traps the guard. He tricks him into going into the cell. So I found that interesting that the silent one is more violent than this one is. So it's and of course, and I want to point out that Kinski does have the teeth. Well, and it's so he is, because he does look very. Oh, I didn't show that. So this is also Shadow of the Vampire. That's him, but at the window there. I forgot to show that one. So that's him there. But if I have the picture, I like to show it. So that's what Kinski looks like. So there's the teeth, the ears, you got the claws, and he shaved his head. This isn't a bald cap.
I thought it was very faithful to the 1920s. Like he looked spot on. Like you could tell it's him, but you know, it's like, you know, paying homage to what was it, Matt Shrek or whatever his name is.
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely paying homage to that. So I did appreciate, you know, Klaus Kinski doing that.
Yeah, and I think once Kinski dedicates himself to a film, that's why he gets, well, he's insane, but I think that's why he gets so mad, is because he becomes the character. He is the character. He, you know, it's if you blink in the wrong direction, he's going to freak out because you got in his eye line or something like that. I think that he's a very dedicated psycho that that you really have to appreciate. And here's him on the boat. So once again, he's got the fingernails. So he is, you know, he's willing to go all out. Hey, you know, Klaus, it's you know, it's a, you know, we're going to be making this remake of the original film. This is what the vampire looks like. Oh, okay, I'll shave my head and everything, and we'll get the fingernails on there, and we'll do all that. And then you know, so even though this is shot in like the late 70s, it looks nothing like the original. I mean, there are shots that are the same, but they're very of the time period. They're very like 70s.
That's what I put in my notes. It's a very 70s looking film. I actually really like that. I like the 70s film look that they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always like every time a movie's from the 70s, I'm like, yes. Like it looks, I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like a magical look to it almost.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this is
like very trippy sometimes.
So
the creepy doll opening was pretty cool. The creepy doll / human corpses at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like that was very like, ooh, okay. What's going on here?
It's very kind of indie German. It's not very, because a lot of German stuff, at least back in like the silent films, like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, are very, you know, have expressionism to it. It's like expressionalist type. I'm blanking how exactly to pronounce the word, but it has a very Nosferatu or Dr. Dr. Caligari, or
Yeah.
all these ones have a particular look to them.
Mhm.
And Klaus, you know, here with Werner Herzog had a very 70s, almost kind of gothic look to it. In fact, this is probably how the Jess Franco film looked with Christopher Lee. It could, because it's more of like Italian, Spanish, 70s look to it.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's got to, you know, that's just how it's, you know, because of where it's made. So
I do have a question for you though. Is this the first kind of the, no, not maybe not the first, but like, did they do in the original anything about the cross, like Orlok being scared of the cross, or is that something they added to this one? Because I didn't see anything like he was like scared of a cross.
I think one of the like women was wearing a cross, but I don't think he really reacted to it.
No, that's why I was thinking, because I was like, because in this one, when he goes into the graveyard and he walks past the cross, he's like, and he walks away.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, you know, because it comes out of nowhere. There's just the cross. He's walking, and then he goes down and just walks right out again. Almost, it's like, oh crap, and then he leaves.
Yeah,
it wasn't a big deal. Like, he sees the cross, and it's instead it's like, and then he just leaves. You're in my way. I just got to go by you. You're in my way. So, you know. Yeah. So I hate to do this because I've never done this on the video before. I'm gonna have to pause this for a moment.
Okay.
So I'm going to put this up here to say we'll be back in 1 moment. So I'm going to pause this. Hold on. Sorry. All right, there we go. We are back, and apparently Donald is eating Sour Patch Nosferatus. I'm hoping.
Not Nosferatus, but it does contain a bioengineered food ingredient.
Well, that's more Frankenstein, I guess. So sorry about that, guys, but I didn't know it, but Donald had to go do the same thing I had to do. So it's either that or be sitting like this, like, okay. We got into now. We got into now. That's what happens when you get older. So, but okay. So this doesn't have a lot to do with it. With what we're talking about, but this is it's a documentary about Werner Herzog that he made about his experiences with Klaus Kinski, called My Best Fiend. If you want a great documentary about filmmaking, and just look at that picture, that's him strangling. That's Werner Herzog that he's strangling. And this is on Agari, the Wrath of God. This film is about that. I thought that it had some stuff in it for Nosferatu. They just mentioned it twice, which really disappointed me. But if you want a documentary about the only guy who could stand working with Klaus Kinski 8 times, this is the movie for you. If you want, if you thought like Christian Bale going off, you know, on that recording, or Tom Cruise talking about COVID, or any of these people freaking out behind the scenes, this is it. This is probably the first one that was actually recorded, because somebody was recording him freaking out all the time. And it was over little things. But then he also recorded him just being mellow and just chilling with the crew. And if they're trying to put something together, he'd be there kind of like, oh, what's this? What's that? What's happening? And then the next second, he'd be freaking out because his coffee wasn't as warm as it should have been.
Yeah.
You know, and just something stupid. It's almost like he's like, oh, I haven't had a freak out today. I might as well do it right now. and that's what he did. So this is it's from Anchor Bay. There's nothing on this. You can get it where Werner Herzog narrates it in English, and it's his own voice. Yeah. Otherwise, he's in German with the subtitles. And there's a reason why Klaus played Nazi soldiers from time to time. Because if you watch him rant, oh my God, this guy would have played a great Hitler. I mean, it was is his freaking, but the guy's a great actor. So it's just one of those things that, but then near the end, Klaus he had a passion project and he wanted Werner Herzog to direct it. And Warner's like, I can't do it anymore. I just can't.
Yeah.
And so he declined, and it wasn't long, after that Klaus died. But it does show them at a film festival together. And they're like best buddies. Like they're having a great time. Like they hadn't seen each other, I think, for a couple years, 2 or 3 years. And when they came back together, Klaus was like, hey, my buddy. And he's like hugging him and shaking his hand and putting his arm around him. And it's just like, wow, this guy's literally night and day.
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested, this is definitely, and I think it's on Tubi.
That is on Amazon Prime as well, if you have Amazon Prime.
Okay. Yeah. So this is, it's definitely worth it. So, but the next one, this is another one. Okay. I heard this was awful. I heard it was boring. It was awful. I finally bought it when it was on sale with Severin. Never watched it because I heard it was awful until we did this. I said, you know what? I should probably watch this. I really liked it. And it's Nosferatu in Venice, also called The Vampire in Venice.
Do have a question for you about that. I know it's supposed to be a sequel, unofficial sequel to the Nosferatu the Vampire. Does it actually pick up where it left off?
Yes and no. So they wanted Werner Herzog to direct this. They wanted this to be a direct sequel. Werner Herzog said, no, I'm not going to do this. They got Klaus back, but he said, I'm not shaving my head, which is why he has the long hair, and I'm not wearing the teeth. He does wear the teeth in a few scenes. It is a spiritual sequel to it because like typical Klaus, Kinski, not all the film was made because they ran out of time because he kept freaking out. So he kind of took over directing. So even though there's only one director listed on this, he was kind of a second director. There was sexual assault on 2 of the actresses. He was just supposed to go down and bite one of the girls on the neck. Instead, he puts her fingers up her vagina. And she freaked out and ran. It's like, because I think you can even see the scene. Because he pulls a dress up and his hand goes up her leg and then it cuts. And I'm like, oh, is that when he did it? So there's that. He rewrote a lot of the script. He said that he would never shave his head. So that was a problem.
Didn't he do that in with the girl? I mean, I don't know if he actually did anything, but didn't he kind of do like the whole thing where he's lifting up her dress like a little bit?
Yeah. I don't know if he grabbed her in that area, but it's. I don't fully remember that from Nosferatu. I remember that more from this because it stood out from what I read. But
because he did do that with the girl from that movie, the first one.
So, all right, okay. Because this has also full frontal nudity. The girl that he's attracted to or trying to seduce or whatever, she does. And this was 1988 when this was done. So like 10 years later, full frontal nudity of her just running around. And then there's nudity from other women. There is and this has a feature-length documentary, documentary on Kinski's final years. Creation is violent outtakes because there's a lot of gypsies in this. So it has gypsies, which are kind of like from the Wolfman. Then it does have the rats, so the plague rats. It does show a shot of a ship in the water. So I'm wondering if that's supposed to be the ship that brought him over. It's one shot of just the ship sailing in the water. There are the death dances that were in the original or the remake, his original.
Yeah.
where all the dead bodies are around during the plague. So there are similarities to this. The thing is, because he freaked out so much, they couldn't finish the movie. Like, Kinski went out and shot, I think they said like 6 hours of him walking around the city. So if you want to go to Venice, this is beautiful. This is, I mean, this shows you every place in Venice. And it's got all the canals, it's got all the buildings, it's got just beautiful locations, but the film was never finished. So the director put together what he could to finish the film, even though the movie's like, I think it's 93 minutes, but and it's not rated. There's 3 different times for this. So I think I have a shorter version. I think there's like an 80-minute, 93, and then there's like 104, something like that. It depends what country it's in. And it's so a lot of time was wasted, a lot of money was wasted, and the director's like, fuck it, I gotta finish the movie. But I really liked it. I thought as a spiritual quasi sequel, because they do talk about it's present day, more or less, for the film. But they do show like 200 years ago. So like, well, 200 years ago, you know, Nosferatu, they never call him Dracula. They say Nosferatu is from the Carpathian Mountains. You know, they'll mention that. So it's, and it's just it's like there he is with the teeth. So I knew when I looked it up, like, okay, he does wear the teeth. Yeah, right there, he's banging a chick from behind while almost strangling her. So that's near the end of the movie. But it does have some things. Okay, so here we have Christopher Plummer, who I don't know why this guy's never played Van Helsing, but he plays a Van Helsing type character. And then Donald Pleasance, who's been in Hammer movies, plays the priest. And if you've ever watched the Hammer films, Van Helsing always works with the priest. It's always about the church, the priest. The priest may be going to kill Dracula, or it's Van Helsing and the priest that are going to go kill Dracula, but there's always a priest. So you have these 2 guys. So you're getting very close to kind of Hammer Dracula and, you know, and just regular Dracula. Then there's, so I got a couple of things here of him. So that's what he looks like. I actually like that look. I kind of like him with the long hair.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, technically, if you really want to get down to it, maybe because at the end of the Nosferatu, the lead guy basically kind of turns into Nosferatu. So maybe he's playing like him, but completely transformed into Nosferatu.
Well, yeah, and if I'm remembering correctly, with Nosferatu the vampire, when he's at the window, he doesn't disappear. He just collapses onto the floor and dies next to the girl in the bed, Lucy.
Yeah.
So so that's even different from the original.
Yeah.
And in this one, I don't think they shot the ending. It has an ending, but it's kind of a weird ending. So it's one of those things where, kind of like what you just said, is Nosferatu now in somebody else's body? It's weird because Lucy gets involved with the ending, or the girl who's supposed to be Lucy, and it's very strange because I don't think they ever shot that footage. But I heard so many bad things about this that I don't know. It's a little blurry, but I kind of like him carrying the girl. So this is one of the victims that he has, one of his brides.
Yeah.
But I like his look. You could see down there's all this blonde. So he doesn't just have long hair. He almost has like a mullet.
Yeah.
So I dig what he looks like. I like it. It is on Tubi. Even though I own it, I did watch it on Tubi because I was at work. But so I watched it there whenever I had my breaks. And I don't think that there's anything else that I have with. Oh yeah, I have him with blood. So there he is with blood. So there's the teeth. He said he wouldn't wear the teeth, but he did for a few shots, so he must have been agreeable on that.
Yeah.
I guess if they're saying, no, dude, we're doing a sequel to Nosferatu, you at least have to have the teeth.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, if it's supposed to be a sequel, you gotta kind of, be true to the character. I mean, even if it is a newer version of it, or if it's what was the guy's name from the first one? Jonathan, how he kind of turns into the vampire at the end.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene where he had the teeth. So I'm assuming like they're trying to make like Klaus Kinski have like that's him. He turned into Nosferatu at the end, and then that's what Venice is supposed to be him doing his thing or something.
Yeah, something weird like that. I didn't really understand what they were doing with that type of stuff. So I did want to show this because in Batman Returns, Max Schreck is in Batman Returns, and he is played by Christopher Walken. That's supposed to be Max Schreck. So when you watch the film, they paid homage to the actor who played Count Orlok from the original film.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of cool that somebody acknowledged that.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, so I recommend it. I thought it's a mess. It's a jumbled mess. And like I said, you can watch it on Tubi. But removing the mess, I thought it was well directed. I liked the editing. I really liked the music. There are a lot of shots where, God, I just wish that we didn't know that Klaus was so difficult to work with, because there's a scene of two of the guys that are going after the vampire. They're going after Nosferatu, and it's not like Van Helsing and Donald Pleasance. It's two other guys, and it's almost like a boatyard. So it's got like the round door. The doors would open like this, and kind of like a boat would go through it. And they're looking at one side, and there's all this like smoke and stuff. And then they hear the doors burst open, and they look, and there's just this silhouette of Klaus. And it's like, fuck, that looks beautiful. That is a great shot and a nice scene, because you're thinking he's going to walk through the smoke, but he doesn't. He comes up behind them. Yeah. And so Klaus does a really good job. All the actors do a really good job. And it's in English. So because you have Christopher Plummer, who's speaking in English, and Donald Pleasance and stuff. But I recommend it. So if you end up watching Nosferatu the Vampire, check out Nosferatu in Venice. I completely disagree with people when they say it's boring, it's bad. No, it isn't. Especially if you know the history of it. And especially with Nosferatu in Venice, wow, is that an HR disaster from what I've read. I guess there have been interviews with the actresses who have just been like, oh yeah, I was assaulted on that film. And I guess for 1988, there really wasn't a lot that could be done.
Yeah.
So, they can discuss it now or after the fact, but especially with Klaus being, when he died. But it really sounds like he was kind of like the Harvey Weinstein of actors. Yeah. So, except that he wasn't blackmailing people, saying if you don't have sex with me, you won't be in the movies. He was just attacking women. And because he's Klaus Kinski, the filmmakers aren't doing anything, because it's like, well, we can't fire our main actor. What are we going to do? Yeah. And that's what Werner Herzog talks about in that documentary, is he would just let Klaus go off. And if he was just going off on the cameraman, he would just let him do it. Because it's like, he'll burn himself out. He'll get over it. Just let him do it. And everybody on set kind of knew the same thing. And they're like, we can't fire him. He's literally the name and the title of the movie, Glory, the wrath of God. I mean, that's
Mhm.
so. What are you going to do? It's not like today where you can
Yeah.
go, oh, this actor needs to be canceled and he never works again. Back then,
Mhm.
Klaus was a name, so
Yeah.
it's not like today. So it's
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so 79, but then there was one that I just found out about before this new remake. So, and then we'll get into the remake. But this was, I had no idea. And I'm going to have to, I think, Donald, you said this is on Amazon?
I think I'm not 100% sure. I think yes, that's the one that I seen. It was because I started watching that at first thinking it was because they have the same subtitle, A Symphony of Horror, and I was like, okay. And I started watching. I'm like, uh, that's not the silent movie at all. And I was like, okay. And I stopped watching it. I wish I would have watched it now. No, I didn't. You know, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's well, so I have this to watch, and then there's also the like the Spanish one that also came out, but this is yeah from like 19 I'm sorry, not 19 2013.
Yeah.
So and I'm really hoping that this is so I want the colorized version of the original, and now I
Hmm.
want this. Because this is what Nosferatu, well, you saw him there in the picture too, the
Yeah.
poster, but this is what he looks like. So kind
Okay.
of still sticking with the traditional Nosferatu look.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's also this is him on the boat. So it is following. He even has the same jacket as the original. He's got
Yeah.
those buttons. And then that might be the last one I have. I think I try to grab like 3. Oh, then this is him with what would be Harker.
Yeah.
I think that's the best picture of Nosferatu. You definitely see the fingers and the nails. He's got the
Yeah.
teeth, the ears. Obviously bald head. I've never heard of this before, and it only came out 1 year. So I wonder if who released the brand new one. What company did that? Focus Features, Maiden Voyage Pictures, Studio 8, Birch Hill Entertainment. So Universal is the one who brought out the Blu-ray. I wonder if they stopped it. Like if it's like your film's not coming out, or it could go straight to streaming or something.
Yeah.
Because that's just
Because I
weird
don't.
that we wouldn't
Because I
hear
don't
of
see a
this.
Blu-ray release of this at all, or a DVD release of it at all.
Do you
Because I'm
see it?
looking it up right now.
Yeah, I want to see that. I definitely want to own it.
I'll keep an eye open to see if maybe they found. Yeah, I just looked at it. It says the 2023 adaptation of Nosferatu has not been released on DVD. It doesn't really say why or why not.
Yeah, I
I don't
don't
know.
know how authentic this is, but yeah, it says Amazon, you have to have a subscription to watch it. Apple TV, you can rent or buy it. Fandango at home, you can rent and buy it. Then
Hmm.
there's Film free, Canopy is free, Hoopla is free. So
Okay.
I don't know. And if the newest remake was 2024, and this is 2023,
Hmm.
something had to happen to where, and it's
Oh,
Doug Jones plays Count Orlok, and so he is in a lot of Del Toro films. So he's in Mimic, Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy 2, Crimson Peak, well, God, all of his movies, and The Shape of Water. I think he plays the monster.
Okay.
He also had roles in stuff like Tank Girl, the remake of Dr. Caligari, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer,
Hmm.
Ouija, Origin of Evil. I mean, the Bye Bye Man, a bunch of stuff. TV shows, The Falling
Yeah.
Skies, The Strain.
Hmm.
I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff. And that's just the guy who, oh, he was also in Batman Returns. Yeah, so it's weird that something must have happened. Something happened to where this
Possible.
film wasn't going to be, wider distributed, because it's, for the pictures, it looks good.
Hmm.
So I don't know, what's going on with that. So, okay, so
Hopefully
that's,
we go. If hopefully it gets a physical release at some point. Maybe after the 24 version came out, maybe they're like, "Hey, now you can release it." Maybe.
yeah, it could also, like, Night of Living Dead now, because of the Criterion version, is very, it's still considered as public domain. But if I try to make Night of the Living Dead Las Vegas, I will most likely get an email that says you can't call it Night of the Living Dead. You
Yeah.
can call it The Dead in Las Vegas, but you can't call it Night of the Living Dead Las
Yeah.
Vegas. So, which you can, it's just the Criterion stuff, that whole thing you
Yeah.
can't use. But I think if you got a really unknown DVD of it from some company, just some no-name company, and had it
Mhm.
playing on your TV set in your movie, I don't think they could do anything, because it's not their copy of the film, because they
Yeah.
restored it, remastered it.
Mhm.
It did. I think it's like at least my version's like a 2K version.
Yeah.
So maybe the same thing with this.
Yeah.
With Nosferatu is, maybe you just can't call it Nosferatu. You'd have to call it something else.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they had to do in 1922. You can't call it Dracula, so we have to call it something else.
Yeah.
So,
Possible.
yeah, so it's very strange. So now we come to our last one, and that is the 2024 remake of Nosferatu. Oh, is that what is that? Oh, you got the Blu-ray, but you got the slipcover?
I do.
Nice. Mine did not come with one. That sucks.
That's why I always get these at Walmart to try because I can figure out which one to have.
Well,
So
you can, if I was really looking into it, I probably could have found one on eBay, but I think I found this really
yeah.
cheap. So,
Yeah.
and this is the extended cut. There's the theatrical and the extended cut on here.
Yep.
So I watched the extended cut. It
Same
is
here.
nice having Willem Dafoe in it.
Yeah.
Of course, then who played, Count Orlok or Max Schreck in that Shadow of the Vampire. This also
I
has
think
Nicholas.
I think Robert Eggers just has Willem Dafoe in almost all of his movies at this point. I mean, he's done like what 4 movies so far.
Yeah, maybe he's
Like
like
this is
his actor.
yeah, because the only one he wasn't in was his first movie, I think, like The Witch or whatever it was called, or as like some of us like to call it, the Vavitch.
Vavavitch. Well, hey, if that's how you're gonna spell it,
Might as well, right?
yeah. So let's see here. It also has Lily Rose Depp, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Emma Corrin, and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
So and the film, it made a decent amount of money. It did well. People were telling me, "Oh God, this is so boring. It's so boring."
My only gripe with the movie is Lily Rose Depp. She's just annoying. I'm sorry. I don't know what it was, but every time she's on the screen, it's like, why?
To a degree, I do agree with you. I don't care about her at all. I
Yeah.
don't. It's pure nepotism. I
Hmm.
am not fully believing it when
Yeah.
an actor's kid, when you hear them go, "Oh no, I had to audition 4 or 5 times for this." Did you? Did you really? I don't think you did.
She wrote in on she. This is what I say, and if I offend anybody, I do apologize. But I think she wrote in on Daddy's success.
Well, yeah, she's a nepo baby. I mean,
So there you go.
she's fine as an actress. She's okay, but I just don't care. I just do not. You know, when somebody goes, "Oh, it's a Lily Rose Depp film," I just don't care.
Yeah.
You know, it just didn't.
I didn't even know it was her until I looked it up. I was like, who's the girl that put in my? Oh yeah. Oh, and
Oh.
like the whole time, as the horror movie Monday goes, ew,
Yeah.
brother, ew,
Ew, brother, ew. Love that Muslim guy. And
me too.
yeah, it just, I mean, I like it's the same thing kind of like with Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Mhm.
I never know who he is. I know who he is. He's the kid from Spy Games. That's what he first started out as. And then of course he was in Godzilla. But to me, and he's been in other things, whenever I see him, I go, "Oh, that guy." Because to
Yeah.
me, he leaves no lasting impression. He's kind of and he may be a very nice guy. He's fine for acting, but
Yeah, I didn't think he was that bad, but
he's just,
like
but
out
would
of
you see a
all,
movie just because he's in it?
nah, like I didn't even know who he was. I mean, as far as I know, he could have just been this may have been his first film, as far as I know. I know it's not, but if you didn't tell me anything about him, I would have thought this may have been his first film because I've never heard of the guy before.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff, but yeah, they don't show him here on the back at all. But yeah, I just
Oh,
don't.
yeah, he does. He's right there. Him right there.
Oh no, that's Nicholas Holt.
Oh, okay. Then
So
who's Aaron?
Taylor Johnson. He
Yeah.
played the friend that took care of Lily
Oh,
Rose
that
Depp.
guy. Okay.
So there's
Yeah.
him,
Okay.
the wife, and then there's like Harker's wife. I'm not sure
Okay.
who's.
Yeah. I got those two mixed up. I'm not good with names, so that's so I thought maybe that's who you were talking about.
Yeah, they're still known as Hutter, like Hutter. So they're not
Yeah.
Harker. They're still Hutter. So they're really
Yeah.
going off of
The
um,
Nosferatu movie,
yeah.
original movie.
And I gotta say, I do not care about Bill Skarsgård. I don't care about the Skarsgårds. I like their dad. Their dad's a great actor. I think both of them, the brothers, are good. I am so tired of the Skarsgårds from fucking It and everything else. I'm like, I am so tired of them. And he's not going to end up being the next Lon Chaney or whoever
No.
it is for horror movies, or Lon Chaney Jr. or Boris Karloff. It's just not going to happen, man.
I will say one thing. Can Count Orlok speak any slower? Oh my
We
god.
must pad out this film.
It's like, dude, get on with the conversation. Oh man, that irritated the crap out of me. And vampire penis? Why?
Yeah.
Why do I have to see vampire penis? I don't want to see vampire penis.
Well, and so, okay, so speaking of penis, and we're not going to show it, but so I hate this look. He's got the mustache like Dracula. That's fine. You know, like from the book and the Christopher Lee one.
It looks like a zombie more than a vampire.
Yeah, I just
Like
don't
if he was
like.
I mean, yeah, I guess vampires are supposed to be undead, but I don't know if they're supposed to be zombified.
Yeah, I am not a. Because what did I watch? I think it was. Was it Nosferatu in Venice? Maybe, or was it Nosferatu the Vampire? It was one of the two, I think, where they. No, it was Venice. They pop open one of the coffins, and it's I think I'm forgetting, but they pop open a coffin, and the woman in it just, she just like explodes. And they're like, why is that? And they're saying, because she's been encased in this for so long that when the air gets, she explodes. So I found that to be interesting. I'm so old. I keep saying I could be getting this wrong, but maybe it was in something else I just watched. I've watched so many movies recently that, but I could swear it was in I think in Venice, but I could be wrong. But I just found that to be interesting as far as like a vampire lore goes, that they would explode if the coffin is opened. But I am not a fan of this, and I have a full image. I just don't like it. He's got it looks like the fingers and the nails. He's got the pointy ears. I like the mustache, but I don't like his look.
Yeah. I mean, I went into this thinking it was going to be. And now I will give Robert Eggers is a great filmmaker. He like his move. Like, okay, I've only seen The Lighthouse. I haven't seen The Witch, and I haven't seen The Northman. I believe it was.
The Northman is the only one I haven't seen.
Yeah, that I haven't seen that one, and I haven't seen The Witch.
Hey, you got to watch out when you do that. For that Fantastic Four movie, they put Fan Four Stick, so everybody calls it Fan Four Stick.
Fan Four Stick.
Gotta watch out.
But now, one thing I will give Robert Eggers credit for is that his movies look beautiful.
Oh yeah.
In The Lighthouse, you know, they did it in like 4:3. It was in black and white. I love that look, and I actually really enjoyed The Lighthouse. I thought it was a great film. This one, it's just, I felt like some of the stuff in it was really unnecessary. Like Lily Rose Depp's character Ellen. Why is she demonic possessed? Did that need to be there? I mean, I don't know.
Well, they call her, but it's in the original too, where she's like, "Oh, I had this dream. You know, you shouldn't go." And she talks about the flowers. You know,
yeah, but it's kind of like she had like a bad feeling about it. She didn't. It wasn't demonic possession, though.
Well, I think back then, if you had dreams like that, people thought that you were possessed or something. But they took it much further. With with this remake, and it is almost kind of to a degree I wouldn't say a shot by shot remake, but it's kind of like a scene by scene remake of the silent film, because it's like, I was wondering, like, are they going to put the cemetery on the beach in this, and then she's sitting, on like the chair that's out there, the bench, and they did. It was there. So, which I thought was really cool in the original, that here they are just walking on the beach, and there's all of these crosses and tombstones and stuff. And it's just like, oh shit, these people are like buried in sand or something. But they took everything to a heightened degree that maybe they thought that people wanted, because then this is him. See, I just don't like that. He's got the teeth.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know, man.
I just don't. I'm not digging it.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to Robert Eggers for trying to do something different, trying to make it like go more in depth. But sometimes not knowing is better than knowing. You know, like try to keep it more mysterious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were trying. I feel like he was trying to, like, I don't know, like, give you more answers than leaving it up for your own interpretation.
Yeah, I just don't see how that is better than that.
No.
Because people will still be wearing that mask for Halloween. Stores will still
Oh
be
yeah.
carrying it.
Oh yeah.
They are not going to be carrying that mask.
No. No. No.
And I liked this. So I don't know, maybe the penis is in the theater version or not in the theater version, but in the extended one.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, that's the
but
version I watched, is the extended cut.
yeah, not entirely necessary. I am glad that this made money
Mhm.
because it had a budget of 50 million, but it
Mhm.
made 181.3 million.
Okay.
So it made money, which is
Yeah.
good. I mean,
Yeah. I
if they wanted
mean,
to do their version of Nosferatu in Venice, they could, you know.
maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, and this has like deleted scenes. There's like a documentary, Nosferatu, a modern
Mhm.
masterpiece, audio commentary with Robert Eggers. And yeah, and I think he's a great director. He's just one of those guys.
Yeah.
But as,
He's one of those directors that they kind of just, tell him, you know what, it's your movie. Do what you think is necessary. Just kind of give him creative freedom, and he gives you a movie that he wants to make. So I mean, I'm glad that we got it, because it's a movie that he wanted to make, and he wanted to make it like this, and it's his version, and it's his vision. So I'm I mean, I'll definitely keep it in the collection. I'm not going to get rid of it or anything.
yeah, I'm not getting rid of any of mine at all. They're going to
No,
stay there. Then hopefully I'll be able to find that colorized version and the
yeah,
other one once it becomes available.
yeah.
So the collection will even get larger. So
Oh yeah,
um
I mean, I'm definitely going to get a copy of Nosferatu in Venice, because I definitely want to see that.
yeah, it's Sevron. So if they have a sale again, I
Definitely.
would probably just grab it from there because I don't think their movies are cheap unless they have them on sale.
Yeah, I found it on
They're
eBay for like $20 before we went live, or before we started recording. So I'll check it out.
I think 20 bucks. I bought mine from a Sevron sale, so I don't know how much I paid for it. Maybe
Yeah.
$10, probably somewhere in there. But
Hmm.
it is worth picking up. Yeah, I just don't know if I paid
Yeah.
$20 for it. So
Okay. I'll keep an eye on Severn's website then.
yeah. And I did find this is from Collide. Let me see if I can bring this on here so we can both look at it. Let's see. Let me bring this up here. And I think I can. Let's see, where is it? It's down here by the little TV. And it does say share screen. There it is. Okay, so this is all 4 versions of Nosferatu ranked. Okay, so
Mhm.
without, I've looked at this, so I know how they're ranked. So the 4 versions are the original, the
Mhm.
Klaus Kinski,
Yeah.
the one that we've never seen, the 2023 version,
Okay.
and the new one. How
Okay.
do you think they're ranked? How would you just have to guess, I guess, with the one that we haven't seen? Where would you rank these 4 movies? And
If
it's
I
like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so do you want me to rank them how I think they did it, or how I would personally rank them?
How you would do it? Let's change it. Yeah, how you would do it.
Okay, well, if I was gonna pick any of them, I would have to put the 1922 version as number one.
Okay.
I guess I would have to actually. Well, I can't comment on the 2023 version, so I won't comment on that one. So I'm just gonna go in release order. Like
Okay.
2020, like 1922, 1979 is number two. Nosferatu 24 is as number three.
Okay. So this is how they did it. All right. So let me get out of this because it's showing. Okay. All right. So you're pretty right on. Number 4 is the 2023,
Okay.
which I guess is where I would put it because I've never seen it. So I'd have to list it
Yeah.
last.
Mhm.
Then Eggers.
Okay.
Then Werner Herzog's, which only
Okay.
then leaves the original as number 1.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty right on. You know, 2022. I'm sorry, 1922 is the best.
Mhm.
I do enjoy the 79 version. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would say that's second best.
Mhm.
This is where I would have to go like, because of not seeing this one, which could be better.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're reviewing it, so I don't know. I haven't read any of these. So
Mhm.
they say it's everything is like shot on a digital screen. So it's like a green screen, I guess. And it says it's
Mhm.
interesting. So I don't know. This one could be the worst one, or maybe this one is. I don't know.
Oh. So what is your personal feelings on the Robert Eggers version? Because I kind of said mine.
Um, it would. I have no problem owning it. I like that they made it. So maybe every
Mhm.
10 years or whatever, you could redo it again. Why not? Mike Flanagan's doing another Carrie. We seem to get one every 10 years or whatever it is, 10 or 15 years. You
Yeah.
seem to be getting a new
Mhm.
Carrie. So why not do a new Nostradamus, a new Nosferatu. Shit, hey, we could use some movies with Nostradamus too. That'd be kind of fun.
Nos-
Do like horror
Nosferatu
movies.
is Nostradamus.
There you go. Or you could do like a Deadpool and Wolverine. So you could do like a Nostradamus and Nosferatu
There you
and
go.
have them working
Nobody,
together.
nobody steal this idea. Nobody.
Yes, nobody copyrighted. Copyright. Um, I'm glad that it made money. Even with horror films I
Mhm.
don't like, I'm glad that they make money because I just
Yeah.
want horror films to do better than all the other films,
Yeah.
which they kind of seem to be doing. Um,
Mhm.
Beautifully shot, well directed. The acting was fine, except for a couple of people that we talked about.
Mhm.
Good score. Did not like Count Orlok. Him as a character is fine. I just don't like how he looked. Um,
Yeah. I think Bill Skarsgård did do a good job, but it's there. I guess it's a different version of Orlok. I think they were trying to make it more. I don't know. And to me, he kind of looked like a German Nazi more than anything.
uh,
Just saying, guys. Just saying.
just saying.
He had like the fuzzy hat on, and you know.
Yeah, well, there's a Funko Pop actually with the original Orlok, and he's got the kind of like the Russian German type
Mhm.
snow cap, like the big hat on.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but I wanted the one with him bald. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think when it comes to Bill Skarsgård, I like his brother better. I think as he takes on more serious roles.
Mhm.
But as far as Bill goes, I appreciate him taking on these roles like Pennywise, but
Mhm.
I just don't think they're as good or better than the original. Like
Yeah.
the Tim Curry Pennywise will always be the best. I mean, it's just that
Yeah.
simple.
It's Tim Curry, man. I
Yeah,
mean, Tim Curry is a legend. I
yeah.
mean, Bill Skarsgård would never be a Tim Curry.
No, no. And I don't know. I know that there are costumes and things that have the new Pennywise. I don't think I've seen too
I
many
mean, the
people.
news Pennywise is interesting. I like Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise, but like if I'm gonna go like, of course I don't freaking have it around me right now, but I have the Tim Curry Pennywise like little figure. So
Oh yeah, I have the Funko Pop. It's sitting out there. So yeah.
yeah.
Um yeah, I just don't I think unless it's a brand new character that he's playing, I just don't
Mhm.
think they're as interesting as the originals. And I would
Yeah.
rather watch maybe because of my age. I don't know. I just like the original ones better. And
You're just
I
old
think that
man
it's
shaking fist at cloud.
that's right. Damn
Get off
you,
my
cloud!
lawn!
Get off, you dumb kids. Um,
Get off my lawn!
well, I mean, it's there's a reason why the three out of the four that were in that ranking all have Count Orlok looking the same.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that having him look different is going to be better.
Yeah.
And even Klaus, in Venice with the long hair, I still think looks better than the new one.
I haven't seen the movie, but just from the screenshot that you showed me, I was like, yeah, this is better than Skarsgård version any either way.
Yeah. So, oh well.
So
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where we. So I recommend not the Nosferatu stuff, but I do recommend like Shadow of the Vampire. I recommend My Best Fiend. I recommend well, it is Nosferatu, but Nosferatu in Venice. So basically, everything I showed, I recommend that people pick up if you're into vampires or this type of thing. You know, if you want the journey of Nosferatu, it's pretty much you got it all. So you know, all you need is just that one, and you have the complete collection of the original and remakes.
Yeah. So I pretty much have all of them. So I'm not disappointed I have this. I'll keep it in the collection, but these are probably the two I would go back to and rewatch. The Kosinski one and the original. Probably the original way more than this, but still, this is definitely like I might actually do double features of both of these.
I might have found. No, it's maybe this is it. Okay, so I have it right here, so I'll just pull it up here. This could be it. Let's see. So I might be ordering this today. I think that has the colorized version on it because it does say, oh my god, wait. This is see all buying options. It just says CD. Oh, okay, there's a Blu-ray for it. But it does say color. Black and white tinted, so maybe no, that could just be the colored.
No, I think that's just the regular version. I think that's just the tinted version, the tinted.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to
do some research into it.
They did this too. It's a little blurry. Let's see, where is it? This is done by, so these guys did Mimesis Night of the Living Dead. They also did one for Nosferatu. So what this is so I'm assuming it's the same thing that they did for Night of the Living Dead. So in Night of the Living Dead, they kidnapped people, they knocked them out. They put them in the farmhouse. So you got like the black guy for Ben, you got the married couple who's like they got like the racist guy, you got the two young people, and zombies are attacking. But it's it's not Night of the Living Dead, it's these people that are playing the characters that are in this situation that they have to get out of. So so it looks like they made another one. Yeah. Nemesis Nosferatu. So I don't know, I haven't seen it. That looks like Lance Hendrickson's eyes. It's hard to read because it's blurry, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have to check out that one too. It's a little pricey for type of thing. 2 out of 5 stars. Wow. And I'm not seeing a cast, but
not good, man. Not good.
No. Well, I'll have to look further into it, and if we do another video in the future, I could just mention, hey, I found the colorized version, because now I'm on the hunt. Yeah. So I wonder if it's on YouTube for free because it's colorized.
Might be.
I'll have to check that out. So, all right, man. Anything else?
I think we pretty much covered everything, man. So.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I think we've covered it too. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. I do appreciate you watching us. Thank you very much. I don't think we know what we're doing next time. This is for November. I don't think we know what's going on.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, I have kind of an idea. So, but it's kind of revisiting something, but it's kind of, but not really. but I'll mention it to you when we're done here. So, all right, everybody, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you. And if you want, give a thumbs up, share, comment down below. Let us know what your favorite Nosferatu
Subscribe.
or Nitro. Yes, subscribe too, and let us know what your favorite, Nosferatu movie is. So, all right, we'll see you on the next one next month. Okay, bye everybody.
Right.
Bye.
Take care.